Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Andoer. I'm an independent music artist from the UK. Today I'm going to teach you how to stop caring about what other people think. Like how to really stop caring. Because a lot of us are in denial about it. A lot of us say, oh, I don't care about what other people think, but you actually do. When you're born into the world, you don't care what other people think. Evidently, because children do so many things that you're just like, ugh. They say things that they're not supposed to, they say it how it is, and then somewhere down the line, society brainwashes everyone into becoming a shell of themselves. And the mission that we all have is to unravel all of that conditioning and brainwashing. And unfortunately for a lot of people, they don't. They grow old and they still care. Now, I am a person that is all about personal growth. I am on a mission. I can see the potential of who I can be. I know what I used to be like when I was a child, and I was just so free. I've never fitted in. I've always struggled with feeling like nobody understands me, feeling like people are always talking about me, and I've learnt to embrace it because if you know me, you know that I've always wanted to be famous. I feel like that's part of my path. I'm fine with people talking about me, whether it's good or bad, because at least they're talking about me. I have went in and out of phases where I've cared about what other people think of me, and then I've really not cared at all. And the times when I have really not cared at all have been the happiest times of my life because I have been authentic to myself. And the place that I'm at right now, I feel like I really am at the peak of that. So without further ado, let's stop hypothesizing and talking about my past. Let's talk about you and how you can make these steps to not care about what anybody thinks about you. Tip number 1, which is really important, you need to stop idolizing people, and you need to stop putting people on a pedestal. I see everyone equal, regardless of their wealth, social status, looks, but I do judge people on their morals. That is the only thing that I judge people on, and it's for a good reason, because I'm not going to put some mass murderer on the same pedestal as someone who has a good soul. When I was younger, I always had some kind of idol. When I was about 12, it was Christina Aguilera, and then it was like Paris Hilton. As I got older, Nicki Minaj was like everything that I wanted to be. I still love Nicki. I'm a hardcore Barbs. However, I do not want to be anyone other than me. I love being me. Regardless of if they're prettier than me, or whether they have more money than me, or anything like that, they are not me. I am unique, you are unique, and that is your power, so embrace it. You want to know why celebrities are revered as much as they are, and they have such a huge following, and they have so much success. You want to know the one reason why that is. Other than being at the right place at the right time, and talent can have a little bit of an effect on it as well. The main reason is that they embrace themselves, and that type of energy, everyone wants it. Everyone wants a piece of it. And the thing where people get twisted is that they feel like, oh, I love the way that they are, I'm just going to be more like them. No. This is why celebrities have fans that have lost themselves completely. Fans that literally look at these celebrities and think, they are my god. It's not healthy. You can support someone and you can admire them, but do not put them on such a pedestal above yourself. Understand that they are still a human like you. We all have flaws. We've all made mistakes, and we're all human. You might think that I'm super pretty, but I also have the help of a ring light, shared loads of makeup. I know my angles, and I've trained myself for years and years and years to just present myself the way that I have. But trust me, if you catch me out in natural daylight with no makeup on from a really horrible angle, like, ugh. You know, like when you get your phone. You know, like when you get your phone and then you go on Snap. Are you gonna stay in focus? You know, like when you get your phone and then you're about to type a message on Snapchat or something and then it just goes, oh. You know what I mean? I still look bad. This is why I see so much beauty in other people, regardless of whether they are seen in society as standardly pretty. When you work in the entertainment industry and you understand about lighting and angles and stuff, you realise that it's all just smoke and mirrors. The way that this relates is because if you idolise someone and you see them as better than you, you will care about what other people think, because your validation is not coming from you, it's coming from other people. So moving on to tip number 2. This is something that's spoke about a lot in a very vague sense. Challenge yourself to do things that you don't feel comfortable doing. Now, don't take that out of context. When I used to go into clubs, what I would do is I would shut off that part of my mind that was doubtful. I used to close my eyes and I just used to merge with the music. I love to dance and I love to be the centre of attention. That's part of my personality. And in my mind, I would just keep feeding this positive mantra that I am perfect. People will see me and they will be mesmerised. And I had that energy and I was giving that out. There was always that little part of me that was like, maybe I should just stand in the corner like everybody else. Like, nobody else is dancing in the club. Like, it's a bit weird. Like, where I go, people don't dance. It's so lame. Why would you go to a club where there's loud music? You know in your mind that you want to dance, but because nobody else is dancing because they're not drunk yet, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna because nobody else is. And another key point here is that I don't drink, so I'm the sober one, and I am the first person on the dance floor every single time because I'm challenging myself. I look at it as a challenge and I think, I don't want alcohol to be a crutch for me, and I don't want to be ruled by judgment from other people, because why would I care about their opinions anyway? I don't know these people. If they judge me because I'm dancing, then I don't agree with their opinion. No matter what kind of person who's dancing in the club, I will always be cheering them on because they're being free, they're being themselves. If you go to a club to stand around and judge other people, that's trash. Like, where's the fun in that? And another thing, like, say for example, if you're in a work meeting or something, and then the dreaded question comes up of who wants to stand up and speak first? And nobody does it. Don't even think before you do it. Just put your hand up first. Because when you put your hand up first, it's showing that you have the confidence. When you put your hand up first with full conviction, everyone else is going to look at you and they're going to be like, they're going to be scared by that confidence. And keep that in your mind and use that to give you more confidence. It's kind of like a snowball, but it goes uphill. Because you don't want to be on a snowball downwards, you know what I mean? You want to be going upwards. Okay, so next one is a very, very important one. You need to detach from all negative comments about you and positive. It's great to have praise. It's great when you post a picture on Facebook and then everyone's commenting below and they're like, oh my god, gorgeous, hun, beautiful, blah, blah, blah. But you get a dopamine hit every single time that someone leaves a comment like that, and every time someone praises you, you get that hit. And sometimes that can be addictive. I've noticed in my life that sometimes it's actually more detrimental to be trying to please everyone when everyone's loved part of my personality and wants to see more of that one part. It's actually put a lot of pressure on me before to always be that nicey person. Whereas there's been other times in my life, say for example when I was bullied in school, everybody hated me. It actually gave me power because my motive was to just wind people up, because it was like, well, nobody likes me, so I'm just going to be myself. Another thing is if you put too much power in a compliment from someone, say for example you meet a partner and they just keep slathering you with compliments and you're not used to it, you will become addicted to hearing that from them. Now, some people are very toxic, some people are sociopathic, and they use that to their advantage. They'll see a vulnerable person and then they'll think, I know exactly how to manipulate them. I will just stroke their ego. So much so that they are just feeling fantastic, but the source of that happiness is coming from that other person. Now, what happens with sociopaths, when they first start talking to you, they give you everything that you've wanted and they say everything that you want to hear, and then once they know that you're hooked, they retract it. It's a very cruel trick. I had an ex that did this and it destroyed me as a person. Everything that I did, I was just trying to get that compliment from him, and he He just didn't. And you know how that would make me feel is I just felt worse and worse and worse about myself. And no matter what I did or how much I tried to make myself look attractive for him, he would never compliment me. Ever. Nowadays, I know that I'm beautiful. I look in the mirror and I gas myself up. I wake up every morning and I'm like, you are perfect. And why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't you? Don't wait for another person to tell you who you are. You tell you who you are. Confidence is the most attractive thing ever. Okay, so I kind of went on a bit of a tangent there. Am I in focus? I don't know. I'm so weird. Number 4. Believe in yourself 100%. We all have demons, and the way that I like to look at it is the demons are not ours. They are external. Within everybody's mind, we all have the ability to love ourselves fully, and we all have an intuition, and we all have a gut feeling that tells us what is our path, which way should we be going. A few months ago, I hated my life. I really, really, really hated my life. I was working in a job that was making me so depressed. It was draining, it was degrading. I could literally go on forever, but I don't know, maybe you'll have a video about that eventually. And simultaneously, whilst I was doing that, I was also trying to pursue a music career. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like being a music artist has always been my sole purpose, but some of the reasons as to why I was pursuing it so hard was for the wrong reasons. Number 1, I wanted to be famous so that I could prove everyone wrong. Number 2, I believe that if you are a music artist, you are kind of like an icon, and I feel like being an artist was fueling this kind of notion of narcissism. It was kind of like feeding my ego. For 6 years, I was trapped by a number of different beliefs in my mind. The first belief was, I have to chase music until I'm famous, until a record company finds me, and then my dream comes true. And regardless of whether or not I enjoy making music, I have to keep going, because otherwise everyone will look at me and they'll be like, oh my god, she's failed. The truth is that I was producing my own music, I was producing my own music videos, I was doing all of my marketing, I was doing the whole lot, the album artwork, everything, because I had so much pride, and I was like, I'm doing all of this myself. And it was all just to kind of prove a point. Simultaneously with that, I was working a job that was making me miserable, but because I got to wear a suit and I was part of the management team, I was respected very much by my colleagues and stuff, I was too proud to turn around and just quit. And then I got made redundant. And the weird thing is that I had thought about starting a YouTube channel for at least a year. I was mulling it over, and I love editing. I love the idea of YouTube. I love the idea of the lifestyle. But I had this whole idea in my head that somehow if I started YouTube, it would be detrimental to my music career. And then I had to make a choice. And I'm so glad that I did this. I'm so glad. I was terrified of talking to the camera. Absolutely terrified. If you watch some of my previous videos, you'll see it's like a different person. It was nerves. Obviously now I'm coming out of my shell a hell of a lot more. I've still not completely come out of my shell, but this is me. I had to make the choice to follow my heart and what I wanted to do. Now, I'm not saying that I'm quitting music. Of course, I'm not going to quit music. But for now, I'm happy to take a break. If people want to start questioning and thinking, oh, well, she hasn't released a track since November 2019, that's fine. I don't care. Every music artist that I know of has taken a break because it's intense. And I really just love doing YouTube. I'm pretty happy. And there's an example of me not caring about what other people think. I like to give you guys a bit of an insight into my experiences so that some of you can relate and you can see that I'm not just talking theory, I'm talking from experience. So we're going to move over to the last tip, which is stop relying on others. Full stop. Stop relying on the company of others. The more independent that you are, the more that you love your own company, the more that you are self-sufficient, the less you are going to need other people. Now, I'm not telling you to be a loner. I'm not telling you to cut everyone off. Definitely not. What I'm saying is be in the mindset that you can cope on your own and you can be happy on your own. And then the relationships that come into your life will be healthy relationships. You will have those people in your life because they have your best interests at heart and because it is a true friendship. If you don't love your own company, you will waver on your integrity and you will start to have people in your life that are just toxic. You'll have them in your life just because you want people in your life. And it will cause you to start to act differently in order to fit in. And this is a place where you really, really don't want to be in. And here's another thing for if you are being bullied at work or at school, is that if there is like a big clique of people that are toxic to others and they like to point fun and be negative towards other people, just know that those people are so weak. They are like the weakest type of person. They bitch about other people because they all feel like they have to. Usually because there's a kingpin involved, like there's one person in particular that is just toxic and vile, and then everyone uses them as their source of power because they have no power within themselves. I'm speaking from experience of being the victim of one of these clique type situations. If you can stand on your own and be ridiculed by a group of people for being yourself, you are so much stronger, and it scares those people. They might not show it, but trust me, inside they are terrified. If I can do it, you can do it too. So that's my take on how to stop caring about what other people think. If you guys have any more tips that you think that I've missed out, make sure to comment them below. Also, feel free to share this with a friend if you feel like this video could really help them. Drop a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you, bye!